From Studio 3 at Buzz TV, it's The Horse's Mouth with Tom McManus.
All right, welcome into another edition of The Horse's Mouth here on Buzz TV. Of course, at my bar, at Tommy Max, and brought to you by our good friends at the Heritage Capital Group. This time around, we're talking with the boys from Essential. That's right, the electric heating and air company that has recently all come together. My man Bill Prescott's here from Heritage. We're going to talk a little bit about how you build towards an exit. So all you entrepreneurs out there, pay attention. You may just learn something on the show. Ken Vogel is back. Hey, Ken, how are you?
Thank you.
How'd you like that intro? That was strong, wasn't it? You guys, you're adding things. Electric, now heating, now air. You guys are really growing, man. How are things?
Doing well, growing, trying to continue to grow the brand, and I think that's the eventual idea is to exit out.
All right, beautiful. You brought some friends here.
I did.
Julio's here. Hey, Julio.
How you doing?
Nice to see you. And Andre, good to see you guys.
See you.
So you're part of the new family, I guess,
yes,
right?
Sir.
The new
Absolutely.
acquisition. How's that going? And what's the biggest challenge as you guys come together?
Well, the paperwork.
That is a pain.
That is a pain. Yeah. Everything else is beautiful except for the paperwork.
Okay. But just look, you're combining two companies, right?
Absolutely.
You got to go through that.
Absolutely.
That transition.
It's essential.
Yeah, it's essential to your business, no doubt about that. All right, so Andre, how long you been with the company? Good to have you, my man.
So we've been with the company since, a couple years now.
Okay, you guys are the heating and air side together.
Yes.
Okay, so you're running the heat and air side.
Yes, sir.
Beautiful, man, beautiful. And has that been your background? What's your background?
So background, I was in the Navy. I was an aviation mechanic. And
Thank you for your service, man.
Thank you.
Appreciate that.
After that, just worked on gas turbine engines and quality assurance stuff.
Got some smart kids here. We got some smart kids, no doubt about it. Great to have you guys on. Bill Prescott is here. Hey, Bill. Good to see you again, my man. How's it going? You love hearing these kind of stories, don't you? Merger, acquisition,
That's
growth.
right, growing, looking forward to the exit, and, how do you grow that business and, keep it going and take care of the paperwork.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Back office
It's important.
is important. Get someone else to do it.
That's right.
No, but you mentioned, so we were talking off there about a different potential opportunity. The first thing you asked me is, like, what about the exit? Is that when people are growing their business, like do they start that from the beginning, Bill, or just you got to make sure eventually you got to get to that?
You should start from the beginning.
From the very beginning.
It's just like anything else, you're planning. So what do I need to put in place? Where am I going to be 2, 3, 5 years from now? How do I build the management team? How do I build the back office? And even if you're in the early stage looking for investors, like we were talking about, investor wants to know, okay, what's your plan?
Right.
What's your exit, where it's going to be, and tell us who you think eventually you're going to exit to.
Right. So if you're, like, for VCs, right, they get those early stage. I know you guys handle it, but how do you forecast that? Like I know you could do it, don't get me wrong, but without being, too conservative, too way up there, like you're never going to reach those numbers, it's...
Yeah, early stage is here's our customer.
Yep.
Here's why we think we have the competitive advantage. Here's where we're going to grow. What's our plan? How much can we penetrate the market? And you build it off of that. And then obviously as you grow, you're beginning to get historical financials. You kind of know what your growth rate is.
Yep.
What are your plans for marketing? How you're going to take more market share, expand geographically. But that's kind of all of the plan.
Just thinking about all this, I feel like we're in school here now. A little professorship going on. But seriously, like, have you thought about that? You think about those kind of things? Yeah, you do. What do we talk? Just in general, and I know it's case by case. 3 to 7 years, is that, or 3 to 5? Or less than that?
Well, typically, my guess is is the size.
Okay.
You want to get up to that $1 million of EBITDA, if not a little bit more, because then you're going to have more buyers that are attractive to you. So that's how we kind of look at it. Here's where the growth is, and this is where you want to get to. But in some cases, if it's especially where you guys are, kind of the home services, that's a hot spot with private equity right now. They're rolling up heating and air conditioning, electric, plumbing. Now into lawn services. So as you guys have that customer base, it can happen earlier, and you just never know. And you could very well be getting inquiries.
Yeah, and making acquisitions obviously is a great thing for people that are looking to buy a company, right?
Yeah.
Looking to merge with or acquire.
Yeah, it's great to get into a new market. You know, you guys probably know what's it take if I'm going to go to Daytona. If I got to attract employees, I've got to build that network. Well, gee, if I acquire somebody, they've got the employees, they've got the contacts, and I can fold them in and grow. You'll usually find that's cheaper than trying to start from scratch.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we've looked at ideas of you can't be everywhere all at one time.
Correct.
So as we're trying to grow and brand and exit, there are other companies who are trying to exit as well. So do we acquire that? Do we acquire their clients? And what does all that look like as well? So I think short goal for us was probably 5 years. We could stretch it to 10, but there certainly is a plan to, for the future.
And what about the emotional side? Like, you don't want to let it go. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you're so happy, you're making money, things are good, but sometimes you got to let that emotional tie, get snipped a little bit.
It does, and you got to plan. Whoever is going to acquire you, they're going to require you to stay around for 2-3
That's
years.
True.
So it's not like I sell it and then I'm going off to the Caribbean.
There's
so you got to plan. And, that's part of it. And there's a lot of people in space as they get closer to retirement and look around and say, gee, I don't have that successor. What do I do? That's why you need a plan. Okay, this is when I want to exit, and I'm going to build my company to do that.
And try to grow while you're doing it.
Yeah,
right? Obviously.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. All right, I'm going to throw something crazy at you. So I'm a bartender, and EBITDA stands for earnings before interest, taxes, depreciation, and appreciation.
Amortization.
For the debt. So close, Bill.
So close.
So close. That old debt service, right? Anyway, great to have you guys on the show. Thanks so much. Best of luck.
Thank you.
Congrats on the merger, and let's keep kicking butt. All right.
Thank you.
You can check out their great profiles at iwanttabuzz.com. This conversation and many, many others. So check it out at the website. Until next time, stay safe and be cool out there. We'll see you right here on the Horse's Mouth. Cheers.
The team at Heritage Capital Group is special because it's a collection of people across the spectrum.
We have people who have been in the shoes of owners that are looking to buy and sell, and professionals that have executed transactions helping buy and sell companies for decades.
I think when you talk to us, see what our experience is, see what our skills are, see the reach that we have, you'll be very happy with the recommendation.